ranking the best UFC divisions from worst to best. You know, there's 8 UFC, the men's division. I'm sorry. You know, if you wanted to see me rank like strawweight, women's featherweight, women's bantamweight, women's flyweight, I have a whole WMMA channel. Just go watch that video. You know, I'm gonna make it soon after this. But no, I'm playing. 8 divisions from flyweight all the way up to heavyweight. I'm gonna be ranking them from worst to best. I feel like we should just get into it, bro. You'll see when we go on, you know, kind of like how I'm ranking them. You know what I mean? But you know, that's me on the left. That really handsome gentleman on the left. Yep, that's me. You know, a couple months ago, you know, my hair was, you know, shorter, and you know, that's Dana White on the right. Obviously, this little what is this, like a semicolon? I don't know. That's not a semicolon. I don't know what I'm doing. But you see this right here, you know, it's pointed out, whatever. The worst division in the UFC right now has to go to heavyweight, bro. I'm sorry for the heavyweights. If you're a big heavyweight fan, this division is just not it, bro. Right now, it's very, very stale. Absolutely very stale. The champion, Tom Aspinall, just got the belt. You know what I mean? Well, not just, but, you know, just like he had the interim belt. Now he is the champion, right? John Jones retired. Boom, he's supposed to fight Cyril Gane. He gets eye poked into oblivion, and he still can't really see, apparently, right? Or no, he could see, but there's like a black spot or something like that, or like a blurry spot, and I don't even know what's happening. He's been getting hella surgeries. I don't think his eyes are getting any better, you know? That's the thing. All right, the champion's out. You know, the number one contenders are what? Cyril Gane and Volkov. Like, those aren't very, like, you know what I mean? They're not very dangerous. We just seen the fight with Gane and Aspinall. That was a close fight. But no one's really screaming to get the rematch. You know what I mean? No one really doing that. As you can see, you have Shamil Gaziev on the left and Rizvan Kuniev on the right. Though I literally picked like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th best. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Shamil shouldn't be on there, but like, bro, there's no one else to put, so I'll just put Shamil. You know what I mean? If I just want to say this to Waldo Cortez Acosta, bro, you are absolutely carrying this division, bro. You're carrying this on your back. If this guy was not in the division, this bro would actually be like, can we just cut it? I'm being real. Like, bro, you might as well just cut the division, bro. Like, genuinely. They did just cut. Speaking of cut, they did just cut Jilton Almeida, which I don't know if I'm a fan of that. You know, he had 2 kind of stinky performances. I get it. But I don't know. I don't know about that. I just feel like there's not a lot of big names. The champion is out. It's the worst division. What can I say? Moving on. The 7th worst division. You know, what's up with the big boys? What is up with the big boys? Why do they not, like, why are the divisions just, like, completely stale, bro? Light heavyweight. Now, the champion, he's not out. He is coming off a very impressive, you know, get back, revenge tour against Magomed Ankalaev. You know what I mean? I just feel like Pereira, right now, he has like a step into heavyweight. One of his foot is into heavyweight. The other foot, it stayed at light heavyweight, bro. So, like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? I think he wants to move up. He's hinting towards it, right? He's hinting towards moving up to heavyweight. But he hasn't yet. You know, if the day he relinquishes the light heavyweight title, this division will be a lot more interesting because now we're going to see new matchups. You know, we're going to see Yuri versus Oberg, Yuri versus Ankalaev, you know, Khalil Rountree's in there. Maybe Jamal Hill comes back. You know what I mean? But with Pereira, the champ, you know, we already seen him fight Yuri. We already seen him fight Ankalaev. Oberg, we haven't seen that fight, but I don't think anyone's screaming for Oberg to, you know, fight for the belt. I'm going to be real. I don't think anyone's... Is there any, like, Oberg fan? I'm sorry. No disrespect. But I don't think a lot of people really want him to fight. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's a reach. I just think compared to the other, this division's not bad. Just compared to the other divisions, it's just there's no. First of all, there's no young prospects in this division, bro. The prospect in this division, Asmat Mirzakhanov, I guess he's a prospect, right? He's like 35 years old, bro. He's 35 years old. Like I don't understand that. Bro, what can I say, bro? It's not a bad division, but it's just not the best at all. Not the best at all. Moving on to the number 6 spot, you know, I think this one's going to be a little surprise to y'all. Like, you know, 2 years ago, I would say this is number 1. I'm not even kidding. I would say this would definitely be number 1 for most, you know, the best division. But I have to go with bantamweight. I'm sorry, bro. You know, look at the fighters right here. There's a lot of good fighters, bro. O'Malley, Merab, Yan, Nurmagomedov, Umar, Corey Sandhagen. There's a lot of good fighters, but I just feel like we've seen them fight each other a lot. Where, well, first of all, this video is not based on stacked, because if it was stacked, this would be maybe a little bit higher, not too high, but this is off of like, like I'm just not excited for this division. It's not very, I just don't really, you know what I mean? They've let me speak English. O'Malley, he's fought Jan, he's fought Umar. I mean, he's fought he's fought Jan, he's fought Marab. Marab fought, O'Malley, Jan, Marab fought all of them, bro. Oh my god. But like I said, bro, I feel like the people at the top are kind of just camping there. We're not seeing many new. I guess we kind of are, right? We got Payne Talbot, Vinicius Oliveira, who just got fraud checked. You know what I mean? Mario Batista's on the upcoming. But I just feel like it's not very exciting just because we've seen a lot of these fights before. What can I say? That's pretty much it. Skill-wise, it's definitely a lot higher. But you know what I mean? I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, man. Somewhere I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. But do you know what I also want to say? There's a lot of fighters in this division who are just kind of camping. That's what I'm saying. Like, Ayman Zahabi, number 6. How is he number 6? Chito Vera is still up there. How is Chito Vera still up there? Rob Font's still in there. There's a lot of fighters who kind of need to be replaced. I'm being real. So yeah. Moving on, number 5 spot. It was a very tough battle between number 6 and number 5. But I'm going to have to go middleweight. Number 5. I know the champ is pretty inactive. He just won the belt, bro. He won the belt in August. He got injured. I think he broke his foot or something like that. Give him some break. Give him a break. You know what I mean? Let the others fight out, which is actually what's happening. There's a lot of middleweight matchups that are being made right now. I think in the next month, there's like 5 big middleweight fights. The only fighters who need a fight are like Brendan Allen and Dricus. So I guess they could fight, right? But nah, I think on stacked wise, it's pretty good, bro. Like, look at this. This is a good little plethora of fighters. I think what makes it not go higher is because Hamza is a little too good. So I feel like, Hamza against, Imavov, I'm not really too excited because I feel like we're going to see a very similar fight of him against Dricus. You know what I mean? I feel like Hamza, he beats everyone. I feel like Hamza doesn't even really want to be in this division, bro. He wants to move up as well, So I think he's going to one title defense, and I think he's moving up. I'm being real, if the UFC lets him. But very good, very underrated. I feel like this is, a lot of people were talking trash about this division, especially when Hamza won, division's over, whatever. I think Hamza's really good, but I think some people could test him though. Imavov, that could be a little good test. Maybe. Fluffy. That's not a bad little test. That's not a bad little test at all, actually. We just have to see where this is gonna. A month from now, when all these fights, transpire, we'll see how it really is. But there's a lot of good prospects in this division as well. RoboCop, Joe Pyfer, whatever. A lot of good prospects. Bo Nickel. A lot of good prospects. There's still the OGs, Izzy, Robert Whitaker, Cannoneer, that he's still in there. But then you also have like these, very good division. What can I say? I don't know how I'm supposed to explain these, but again, very good division. If the champ was better, this would probably be top 3. I'm not even kidding. Maybe not. But moving on to the number 4 spot, a little sneaky pick by me. Flyweight, bro. I think flyweight, most people, they're not excited about flyweight. It's usually the bottom 2. Heavyweight and flyweight are like usually the ones that people aren't excited for. I get it. But in my opinion, flyweight's looking good. Obviously you have Joshua Van, the new champion. He's very young. He's going to be very active. I know he's going to be very active. He's probably going to fight in the next couple months. Probably, a fight announcement soon. But we also have there's a lot of good guys who could compete with him. You have Manel Kopp right there. You have, Pantoja when he comes back. You have Tatsuro Taira, a lot of young guys. But also you have the OGs, you have the Kyogi Horiguchi, the newcomer. You have Brandon Moreno, Brandon Royval's still there. Aso Mabayev, the newcomer. I mean, not newcomer, but, the prospect. A lot of very underrated division, bro. I feel like y'all wouldn't have this top 4. I'm being real. I do, though. Because Joshua Van, he is absolute cinema. Every single fight of his is absolute cinema. Maybe not his last one, but, bro, it's going to be a banger every time. You have Manel Kopp, who he actually gets finishes in this division. Same thing with Tatsuro Taira. Both of them, they're finishers. They like to get, Tatsuro Taira is young. Same thing with Joshua Van. I think down the line, this division is going to be good. And now the division is good. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fights to be made. A lot of exciting fights. Yeah, what can I say? Flyweight, underrated, bro. I think a lot of people will have it lower. In my opinion, Respect to the flyweights. I had them high. Moving on to top three, the big three. Number three, I'm gonna have to go with featherweight. We just saw the fight between Diego Lopez and Alexander Volkanovski. I think first of all, the fact that this division is so like kind of stacked. There's so many big names in this division, or like good fighters in this division. Why, bro? It just makes me think. Why did they do Volk versus Lopez too, bro? Why would they do that, bro? There could have been anyone else, bro. Evloev undefeated. Mazar undefeated. Like, I'd rather see, like, you know what I mean? Any of them two would be a better pick. They're gonna fight soon. We'll see. The winner's probably gonna fight Volk. Obviously Lopez. He's always gonna be there. He's a young guy, very, very, very good fighter. You know what I mean? Steve Garcia's in there. I think he's ranked a little too high compared to what I think he should be. His best win is David Onama. He's in the top 10 for some reason. But he's gonna be good down the line. John Silva, that boy's good. I don't really like him, but he's good. Obviously, Aljo is still in there. Yeah, Year's in there. I don't know about Brian Ortega. I think he left. But this division, a lot of young, bro. We have 2 undefeated guys in the top 5. That's kind of crazy, bro. That is kind of crazy. Very good, very good division. Very good champion as well. If Volkanovski is active in this year, that might be cinema. This division might be like a little higher. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But what can I say, bro? What can I say? The top 2, it's between lightweight and welterweight. If I could just remind y'all, lightweight, welterweight. The number 2 spot, lightweight, bro. I think first of all, the fact that there's 3 belts in one division is kind of crazy, bro. 3 belts in one division. Obviously, the BMF belt, it doesn't really count in my opinion. But Ilya, very good champ and very good contenders, bro. You have Arman Tsarukyan right there. You have Charles Oliveira right there. Gaethje, Benoit Saint Denis, Max Holloway. You have Rufy the up-and-comer. Bro, there's a lot of good fighters in this division. Lightweight's always been stacked, but I think this might be the most underrated lightweight roster we ever had. Imagine if Islam was still here. Oh, that would be absolute cinema, bro. Definitely number 1. But I think what holds it back is obviously the champion. I feel like I don't know if Ilya is the type of guy who would just defend against all of these guys. I don't know if he is, bro. I mean, I think he wants 1, and then he beats Gaethje. I think he's going up. I'm being real. I think that's what he wants. I think we're not seeing the right matchups in this division as well. This kind of holds me back. Like, why is Arman getting a title shot? Whatever, Gaethje, Gaethje versus Pimblett for an interim belt? Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Yeah, we're seeing Max Holloway versus. I like that fight, Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. Very good fight. I just wish what holds it back for number 1 is just because look at number 1. Look at the fighters, bro. I could probably put like 2 other fighters that are like, bro, this division's absolutely stacked. The fact that any one of these could like solidify himself as getting the next title shot, literally anyone, except maybe JDM because he just lost, but literally any one of these could get a next title shot. This division, it's very. I don't know if it's like too stacked or if we're just not seeing the matchups. If they're just very like, you know what I mean? Like they're not fighting that much. They're not fighting that often. Where it's like, let any one of these get a title shot. But is that because it's so stacked, or is that because the UFC is just like selling with these matchups? I don't know. But just look at it, bro. Obviously, pound for pound, number 1 is the champion. And then, bro, we have Morales, Ian Gary, Kamaru Usman still there, Shavkat, Carlos Prates, JDM's always there. Buckley, Bilal, Sean Brady. Like, there's so many names in this division. It's so stacked. And we're going to see so many fights this year, bro, especially in the title. I'm predicting, I feel like Islam's way. He's probably going to fight the White House, maybe. I don't know. But bro, look at this division. This division's stacked, and we all want to see this. We all want to see all these fights happen. What can I say, bro? So good, bro. Division, bro. My list is actually good, bro. Let's be real. Like, come on, light heavyweight, bantamweight, middleweight. You can kind of switch these around if you want. Flyweight, maybe I'm overrating it just a bit, but come on, bro. Come on, I'm excited for these fights. Featherweight, lightweight, welter. That, bro, center, absolute center. Whoa, it's my numbers, bro. That's my numbers. I just want to, subscribe, whatever. And guess what? I'm out of here, bro. I'm so tired, bro. I'm so tired.